Yee yee. All right, so one of my beautiful, magnificent Patreon members, sent me a message. He goes, "Hey, Brad, I have a question. How do I learn how to reverse engineer things? I've looked some stuff up on Google on how to reverse engineer things, but not a lot came up, and you're the best at teaching it. Can you teach me how? Can you make a video on it?" And I was like, well, he said, "Can you teach me how?" I was like, "Yeah, well, I'll definitely teach you how, but like, I don't even think I've posted anything on Patreon about reverse engineering. I'm pretty sure we did do a module similar in the Itachi Uchiha course, but it wouldn't hurt for me to remake a video on reverse engineering and just kind of give you guys the go-abouts on how to reverse engineer the right way. So that's what we're going to do. So shout out to that guy. Let's talk about how to reverse engineer. It's really easy. It's really easy. It's one of those things it sounds very complex, and it is complex until you do it. Once you build the skill of reverse engineering, then it just becomes something that's just habitual. It just becomes something that's second nature, something that's just naturally flows out of you, something that is just subconscious, something that you can just do automatically. By the way, never mind, I'm not gonna say it. So so let's just get straight into it. How to reverse engineer. Well, and this is going to sound very cliche coming from me, but the first thing is awareness, right? If you don't have awareness, if you can't actually pick up on things, then you're fucked in the first place, right? Your ability to reverse engineer is going to come from your ability to be observant. Can you be observant, right? Can you be observational and notice the little things around you, no matter how tiny the details? Most people are not observant at all. If you just watch most people operate day to day throughout their just in any vicinity, right? In any place, in any environment, most people, they're just zombies. Like, and I say that word without any derogatoriness or any disdainfulness. I just mean it objectively as a fact. If you go out to your local grocery store right now and just people watch, you will see nothing but zombies, right? Dude, oh my god, I saw a crazy I was listening to a podcast last week, and I still don't believe this, but the guy said that he had like some sort of like psychiatrist on or something like that. And the guy was talking about how there is a study done where they concluded that most human beings don't have an internal voice. And I just don't believe that. They literally concluded that most human beings do not have an internal dialogue. Like the voice in your head that talks and shit, they concluded that most people don't have that. I was like, that's fucking false, bro. Like, I mean, it would prove that, yeah, most people are fucking NPCs and zombies. But, like, as much as I call people NPCs and zombies, because they are, I don't want to believe, like, a study being done that proves it is just like, that's too much for me, bro. Like, that is just fucking sad. So, yeah, apparently most people don't have an internal dialogue, which just proves that NPCs are real. But I refuse to believe that, because I refuse to believe that God would create a creation that doesn't have the potential to evolve into a higher being. And anywho. Yeah, but the point being, if you go about, most people are bots. Now, reverse engineering, if you do not build the skill, I talk about it all the time. I know you're probably like, Brad, shut the fuck up. I know this already, but I still gotta say it. If you do not build the skill, no, I'm not sorry. Because motherfuckers will watch every single video that I post about awareness, how much I talk about it. They want to be like me, want to have the same social dynamic skills, the same charismatic skills, the same verbal skills, the same energy that I give off, the same type of presence that I give off, the same body language. They want that for themselves, and they'll watch every single video I post about awareness, and they still won't fucking practice it because they're fucking idiots. And if you're watching this and you've gone through the Itachi course, you've gone through the Sasuke course, gone through all my stuff, and you still don't practice your awareness efficiently, consistently, then fuck you. Then you're born to be a loser. You're the type of person that watches shit, gets valuable information, doesn't take action. Fuck off. I don't want you here. So I'm not sorry. And I'm going to keep spamming the word and keep spamming the topic of awareness, because it's that important. If you do not have awareness, you're not alive. You're just existing. You're an NPC. You're a bot. Okay? So that's the first thing. If you want to learn how to reverse engineer things, you need to train your ability to observe. And this is so simple to do right now. Just become aware of what's around you. Where am I? Right? What's happening around me? Just start asking questions. It's not hard. It's not complex. Don't make it hard and complex. Oh, well, how do I practice observing? Just observe what's in front of you right now. Throughout the day, you should be waking up and just observing what's happening in your direct experience. It's that simple. But most people can't even do that because they're NPCs, because apparently they don't have an internal dialogue. Anywho, so number 2 on how to reverse engineer. All right. So you need to pick a direct goal that you want, a direct trait that you want to embody. So for example, if you're trying to reverse engineer MK Brad's charisma, you turn on your awareness and you ask a question. You start asking questions. Why does MK Brad have charisma? What things does MK Brad do that makes him charismatic? Right? You turn on your awareness. You start to observe. As you start to observe, you're going to pick up on patterns. When you pick up on patterns, you should start to log those things. You start to write them down, right? You should find patterns. That's number 2. Figure out patterns. Number 3 is after you find specific patterns, all you have to do is get to the root of where that pattern is formed, right? Reverse engineering this is what I call going to the root of something. So MK Brad has charismatic ability, and so number 1, you start to ask questions. What makes him charismatic? Number 2, you start to find the patterns that give MK Brad charisma, whether it's the way he speaks, the way he talks, his body language, his energy, his presence, whatever the case may be. Let's just go with the way he speaks, right? So then you find patterns in the way that he speaks. Oh, he uses this word. Oh, he uses that word a lot. He uses that phrase very consistently. He uses his voice in this type of tonality, right? And then number 3, you pull it down to the root. Okay, well, he uses that word. He uses that word. Why are those words powerful? Why do those words encapsulate me? Why are those words and phrases grabbing attention in the first place, right? How does it make me feel? And then once you figure that out, you now have the exact kit that you need to apply to yourself. You know that you want to be charismatic like me. You know what patterns make me very charismatic. And you know, number 3, on what specific things that I do that formed those patterns, right? So for example, once again, if we're speaking in the realm of my charisma, and we're talking about my ability to speak, right? Why is he charismatic? 2, you find the patterns. He uses specific words, specific phrases. And then 3, you start to dissect those specific words and phrases, right? And then you just apply it to yourself. It's that easy. It's a 3-step formula. Awareness, find the pattern, get to the root. And then you just apply it to yourself. It's literally that simple. All you're doing is you're taking a building and you're just taking off the roof and just undoing the bricks, brick by brick by brick by brick, right? Eventually, as you continue to peel off all the layers and take off all the bricks, you're going to get to the fundamental root, the fundamental foundation of the building. Once you have the foundation of the building, you now know how you can rebuild it and rebuild it in your own way. Maybe you want to put the red bricks on this wall instead of that wall the way it was built. Maybe you want to put on a new roof. But either way, you can recustomize the building the way you see fit. But the main point being, you figured out the foundation of the building. You understand how it was built so that you can rebuild it in your own way, right? So you reverse engineer my charisma. You reverse engineer my patterns that give me charisma and charismatic ability. And then once you get to the root of the phrases that I use, the words that I use, the tonality that I use, now you have the toolkit. Now you understand the foundation. Now you can rebuild it the way you see fit. Oh, he uses this type of word. What's a synonym of that word that I could use personally that gives me my own charismatic spell over people, right? You see what I'm saying? You can apply your own roof onto a building that was already previously made. That is what reverse engineering is. It's all you're doing. It's super simple. It's just peeling layers. Now, that part is simple, but the part that is very complex for most people is the first thing that we talked about in this video, which is the awareness part. Because no one is ever training their observational awareness, because no one is ever training their ability to ask questions, because everyone is simply living their lives, including you. I'm going to give a couple of you guys the benefit of the doubt, but most of you guys still are not doing it enough, if at all, right? But because most people are living in a zombified, just completely subconscious state throughout their entire day, Of course you can't reverse engineer. You have no awareness. You observe nothing. You simply consume things, but you never produce shit. Of course you can't. It's hard for you to reverse engineer things. You're an idiot. You're simply an algorithm. You're not an inventor. You're not a scientist. You're just a robot that the scientists created. You're simply an algorithm, man. The way you break out from being a robot and stop being simply a fucking autopilot algorithm is observational awareness. Wake up. Wake up, bro. Right now, become aware of the fact you're alive. Seriously, right now, do it with me. Become aware that you're in this body. You're inside of an avatar. You're inside of just infinite air right now. Become aware of all the different objects that are around you that just simply exist. Notice how you're not even creating them. They just exist. Notice how life just is. Life just exists and you're not even controlling it. All of this is just here and you're somehow within it. Notice. Turn on your awareness. When is the last time you sat for just 10 seconds and just noticed life as it is? Just notice the potency of existence and how you're harmoniously just within existence without any effort. When is the last time you took 10 seconds in your fucking life and became aware of that? For 99.99999% of all human beings on the planet, never. They never, ever do that. I do it all the time. And that's why I'm able to reverse engineer things all the time. Okay, so reverse engineering is extremely simple, but the thing you need to train the hardest is your ability to observe, because you cannot observe anything if you have no awareness. You cannot reverse engineer anything if you have no observational awareness, right? Listen, I mean, dude, this is the same reason why people get into self-development and they feel that they need books, or they feel that they need podcasts, or they feel that they need that new course, or whatever the case may be. Everyone's constantly searching for information because they have no observational awareness. If you had observational awareness, or just awareness in general, you would be able to figure out why Elon Musk is a billionaire, why Kanye West is a billionaire, why Steve Jobs is a genius, why Nikola Tesla is a genius. It's very obvious. You just read their biography, or just study, just study what they've done in life. Just study their sub-communications with your observational awareness. Oh, that guy looks very focused. I should probably become focused. Boom, that easy. You become focused and you go become a billionaire yourself. It really is that simple. But what do people do? Oh, I need to watch every single interview. I need to read every single book there is. I need to buy courses on it. No, because they have no awareness. Awareness trains you to get information yourself so that you don't have to rely on anybody or any external factors to get the answers. When you have awareness, when you have observational awareness, you will always be able to get the answer yourself and at all times. But no one trusts themselves. No one believes in themselves to get the answer. Why? Because they're an algorithm. If you're simply operating off of an algorithm at all times and you never can go in another direction, of course you're going to need someone else to teach you how to do so. Of course you're going to need someone else to give you the answer. Because you don't know how to change your algorithm, how to go into a different path. You have to train your awareness. I've said it a million times throughout my entire life on this planet. I will continue to say it another 10 trillion times. You have to train your awareness, and you do such by asking questions and simply waking up. Just wake up. Notice your existence right here, right now. Just that alone will teach you the power of reverse engineering.